Hi, welcome to the webinar. I'm John Mack with Dreaming DR. Thanks for joining us. I'm looking forward to telling you all about Kite Beach Villas 2, a new villa community on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. So let's jump right into it. So first, some questions we're going to answer. First, is a home at Kite Beach Villas 2 potentially right for you? And I say potentially because you're not going to know for sure necessarily at the end of this presentation, but you should have a better idea if this is the kind of community that you want to buy in. Second question, how is Dreaming DR different? How are we different from other brokerages and other real estate professionals on the North Coast? And importantly, how can that help you? And finally, I want to make sure by the end of the presentation, you're able to answer this question, what's your next step? Before we go any further, just want to make note, stay tuned, okay? Later in the presentation, I'm going to talk about a new way to purchase your dream home, a new purchasing option. So stick around for that. So in this presentation, just quickly, we're going to cover a number of things. First, why Kite Beach Villas? That's KBV. Then I'm going to provide an overview of Kite Beach Villas 2, and then move into Dreaming DR's role, that's our role in the project. I'm going to touch on a couple of other projects and allow you to compare those to Kite Beach Villas 2. And then provide further details about Kite Beach Villas 2, talk a bit about the buying process and construction, and then finally, like I said, finish with next steps. So here we have a picture of the finished Kite Beach Villas 2. It's not finished now. In fact, construction hasn't started. It's a pre-construction project, meaning you choose a lot and within a reasonable amount of time, construction starts, and within 7 to 9 months, your home is finished and you move in. The great thing about Kite Beach Villas 2, aside from being steps from the ocean, as you can see in the distance there, it's suited to whatever you might be looking for. It's the kind of community that if you're looking for a vacation home or a full-time residence or an income property, it's perfect for you. So every great story deserves a sequel, and it's no different with Kite Beach Villas and Kite Beach Villas 2. We want to build on what we learned from Kite Beach Villas 1. We've also found another perfect location nearby, and I'll touch on this a bit later. We don't just plunk communities down anywhere. We're very strategic about the locations, and we were really happy to find a great location that will allow us to offer this Kite Beach lifestyle to even more owners. I love this picture. In a way, this really says it all. You're steps away from one of the top kite surfing spots in the world when you live at Kite Beach Villas 2. Even if you're not interested in kite surfing, you can still stroll the beach and watch dozens of kite surfers out on the water every day. When you live at Kite Beach Villas 2, this is your front yard. Every new condo in any city, every developer promises a special lifestyle. That's the buzzword. But you know what? At Kite Beach Villas 2, it's the real deal. This picture says it all. So the Kite Beach Villas lifestyle is a combination of ocean life. You can see a picture there on the left of Kite Beach. That's your front yard. Stroll that every day. Just cross the road and there you are. It's also town life. You're only really a few minutes away from the beach town of Cabarete. And this picture here shows just a small section of the beach at night. There are all kinds of restaurants and bars, many of them owned by Canadians and Americans. You can enjoy that. Again, it's only steps away, but that really is the Kite Beach Villas lifestyle. And you get to enjoy it every day. So you can see here, just pausing this picture for a second, this is one of the villas, or actually two of the villas. They're semi-detached side by side. That's one of the innovations that we're building on from Kite Beach Villas 1. And I'll talk a bit more about some of the features in a bit. But first I want to talk about the location. But I'd also like you to just stay tuned because I am going to talk about the thing that excites me most, and that's the rooftop terrace. Every home includes a rooftop terrace. I'll talk about that a bit more, and we'll show you some pictures as well. So stay tuned for that. So location. As I mentioned earlier at the top of the presentation, we are very strategic about where we locate our projects. In this case, both Kite Beach Villas 1 and 2 bring a couple of things together. First is proximity, and the second is privacy. So you can see here where with both these communities, you're just, not far, just up the road from Cabarete. But importantly, you're not in it. So you're close, but you still get the privacy that comes with living away from the town. Just up the road a little bit further is a larger town, beach town of Sosua. Some of you might be familiar with that. And you're only 25 minutes to the Puerto Plata airport right here as well. And then obviously big city of Puerto Plata, not that much further as well. So again, proximity plus privacy. We were very specific about where we wanted to locate both of our projects. The other thing about the location is protection. And what I mean by that is, if you just take a look at this picture, this shows, you can see here, this is the section of the north coast here. Kite Beach is in the middle here. This sort of green band in the water here, that's the reef. And the reef is really important because it's what allows for for you to swim in the water. Despite this being ocean water, you can swim in the water. It allows for the surf and the wind as well. But importantly, make note here, you can see that the distance from the reef here to the shore is much wider here and much wider here than compared to the distance here. It's very narrow. And that's really important too. What it means is that in places up and down the shore where there's a wider gap, the sand ebbs and flows from one season to the next, from one month to the next, depending upon which way the tides are going and the winds. You could lose a whole bunch of sand. That doesn't happen right in front of Kite Beach here, right in front of Kite Beach Villas 2, because again, the reef gives it that protection. I love this picture. This shows the north coast. We're looking east along the road here. You can see in the distance over here, this is Kite Beach right here. Cabarete is just around the bend over here. Right here, this spot you can see under construction, that's Kite Beach Villas 1. This picture was taken a few months ago now. And then this area here, this is the future site of Kite Beach Villas 2. And you can see through these pathways, you get direct access to the beach, and it's just a short walk down to Kite Beach itself. And on the map here, you can see in the other direction, up this way, towards the west, is another famous beach, Encuentro Beach, also great surf and sand as well. So the important takeaway here, though, is the location on this side of the road. Because of that, because we're located here and not on the ocean side of the road, you get ocean views and beach access for a fraction of the cost. Now I should note, I want to make note that there's no building allowed on this side anyway. There isn't enough land anyway, and it's actually not allowed along this stretch of beach. So there will never be anything in front here. But again, there isn't enough space to build anything there. Further up, and I'm going to talk about one of our other projects, there are locations like this project of ours that are on the ocean side, and they are considerably more homes on the ocean side. So again, the key takeaway here is you get ocean views, beach access for a fraction of the cost. It's an amazing value at Kite Beach Villas 2. And again, that was part of our strategic decision. We wanted to find something that would allow for all these great things without the typical cost. Okay, now this is zooming in a little bit closer into the area. You can see here right in the middle, that's Kite Beach Villas 2. There is a lot of development ongoing and upcoming in the area. And overall, that's great because it means the value of your property is going to go up. So you can see here in this larger red box here, this is an old 9-hole golf course. It's been purchased and it's going to be redeveloped. The plans are to create the Cabarete Golf and Racquetball Club. So it's going to be a 9-hole golf course, professionally designed. It's going to include tennis, pickleball, racquetball, with competitive seating, professional billiards as well. There's going to be 90 villas built around the golf course. And there's going to be a 2,000-seat amphitheater for concerts, for conventions. There's also going to be a large pool and an 800-meter long gymnasium. So a ton of stuff going in just in here, as well up and down the coast. There are a whole bunch of new condo communities that are either coming online or they're under construction. Now, the important thing to note here, though, is that it's a lot of new condo communities, but with the exception of Kite Beach Villas 1, Kite Beach Villas 2, and one other, there are no other villa communities anywhere in the area. All that's to say, the value of your property as an owner at Kite Beach Villas 2 is that much higher. But another big takeaway, as well, just with all this development that's happening, especially the Cabarete Golf and Racket Club, it's going to make the area even more appealing for residents and also renters throughout the year, not just during high season, but from January all the way through December, but throughout the entire year. So zooming in on the layout of the community, you can see the 19 villas here. This is how they're oriented to the ocean. You can see the access to the beach through these areas as well. It's gated and 24/7 security and full power and water as well. Each villa has over 2,300 square feet of interior space, and that includes 3 bedrooms, each with an ensuite bathroom. There's also 3 half bathrooms as well. And if you look here, you can see there's 1 half bathroom on the pool deck here, 1 half bathroom inside, and then another one up on the roof, on that rooftop terrace I mentioned, which I'll show you in a little bit. The starting price for the villas at Kite Beach Villas 2 are $415,000. Price goes up depending upon size of lot and location within the community. Oh, here it is, the rooftop terrace. This is, to me, the crown jewel, Kite Beach Villas 2. Every villa comes with this included. The rooftop terrace adds 1,600 additional square feet of outdoor space. Like, look at this. You've got a beautiful bar area here. You can see over here there's that half bathroom I mentioned as well, covered pergola as well. Amazing ocean views. Really, I mean, this to me is what this is what sells this. Imagine going up here, feeling the ocean breezes, enjoying sunsets, sunrises, bringing friends and family up here. Like, how amazing would that be? Okay, so I just want to very quickly talk a little bit about ourselves, Dreaming DR, who we are, and why that's important to you. So who is Dreaming DR? Well, it's 3 of us, 3 business partners, Christine McLean, Steve Van Ryswick, and myself, John Mack. We each focus on a different aspect of Dreaming DR, although we all work together very closely. Christine is our projects expert. She's the mastermind behind our projects. She's an accountant by trade. She crunches the numbers. She is plugged in across the North Coast. She knows, if something's happening in real estate on the North Coast, Christine knows about it. Both Steve and Christine worked for a number of years at the largest residential community, villa community on the North Coast. They were involved in all aspects of the community, from marketing and sales to planning the builds to construction, everything in between. So they really have a hands-on understanding of what it takes to build and to build successfully. They've worked with, and we continue to work with numerous developers, architects on a wide range of projects. So Steve, he handles sort of managing the projects on a day-to-day basis during construction and beyond. And then I'm in charge of kind of what we're doing right now, this outreach and education. My job is to help you understand what we do and to understand real estate in the Dominican Republic. So we see ourselves as your guide, and we bring some unique perspectives to this. We're not your typical real estate brokerage. We bring a certain unique knowledge, expertise, and this, what I call being ahead of the curve. So we know the North Coast real estate market inside and out. As I said, Christine is extremely plugged in. Nothing moves in real estate on the North Coast without her knowing about it. Importantly, unlike others you might deal with, we understand all of the legal and regulatory requirements. We make sure that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. We know what has to happen for a successful purchase and successful ownership as well. Because of our experience in building, we understand construction, and because of that, we can spot both good and bad construction. And that's really important. Not everybody is able to identify. Not everybody knows what to look for. We're also, as I've mentioned, actively involved in creating projects and developing those projects as well, which gives us a unique expertise. And as well, we make a point of studying what's going on in other countries in terms of real estate innovation. And I'm actually going to talk about Something we're really excited about, one particular innovation in a bit. I've already alluded to it, so stay tuned for that. But again, this sort of sums up why we are a qualified guide. We are here to help you through the entire process, from finding a home through to moving in and beyond as well. So our specific role in Kite Beach Villas 2, our team was involved from top to bottom. I mean, as I mentioned before, Christine is the mastermind behind this and Kite Beach Villas 1. We sourced the property, connected investors, handled all the permits and regulatory, brought together the architects, the builders, and we're doing what I'm doing right now. We educate buyers about this opportunity, and we will oversee construction as well. We're extremely proud of what we've done with Kite Beach 1 and now what we're looking to do with Kite Beach Villas 2. These really are our babies. And importantly, and this is something that Christine has said before, we've brought a North American standard of home construction to the DR's North Coast through our projects, and we're looking to continue that as well. So I just want to take a little sidebar here and talk about a couple of our other select projects. So Dreaming DR is building a small portfolio of projects. We want to do this so that we can offer different things at different price points to different people. Everyone is looking for something a little bit different. It also allows us to create communities that meet our criteria. And that includes both, the location, the lifestyle, and the quality of build as well. And we are involved in projects at different levels. As I mentioned, Kite Beach, we're involved from top to bottom. Other projects, sometimes we get involved at other levels, something that's already been developed. We like that project. We might get involved providing advice, getting involved in educating potential buyers. Importantly too, though, and I want to emphasize this, we don't just sell our own projects. If one of our projects isn't for you, we can find a home that is. We have agent partnerships. We've operated as a brokerage in the past, and through our agent partnerships, we can find your dream home, whatever that might be. So this is Mountain Village. You can see it, it's a mountain in the distance. That's Mount Isabel de Torres, the biggest mountain on the north coast. There's actually a cable car that runs up here. Amazing views of Puerto Plata down below. That's your view from Mountain Village. And this community, it's a gated community. It has a golf course nearby. A 18-hole PGA level golf course is just like a short drive, a kilometer away. These are 3 bedrooms, each unit, with 2 full baths and 1 half bath. These start at $269, so you can compare to Kite Beach Villas 2. Because of the location, these are smaller homes as well. They're at a different price point. You can check this out at buymountainvillage.com if you like. But again, this is a great place to own if you are a golfer or you're thinking about renting out to a golf crowd. So the other end of the spectrum is Sea Glass Cabarete, another project we're really excited about. These are oceanside. This is the oceanside project that I mentioned earlier. These are on the ocean side of the road. Also 3-bedroom, like Kite Beach Villas 2, but the rooftop terrace is an optional upgrade. Because of the location, these start at $578,000 US, with the rooftop terrace an extra $50,000. But again, that price point is based on the location. Beautiful luxury interiors, private pools as well. But again, just gives you something to compare to. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about Kite Beach Villas 2. You can see here, this picture shows the side yard. You can see the private pools back here. Those are also standard. Ground floor bar area with covered roof there. A couple of balconies on the second floor, and then the rooftop terrace up above. There's a large 3-story atrium in every villa, which lets in a ton of light. That takes you out to the rooftop terrace here. That takes you out from the 3rd floor to the rooftop terrace up here. Modern design, space for 2 cars, 2 vehicles as well. The finishes are all solid hardwood, high-end fixtures, and this is something to note. Corallina tile. This is something else that we like to include in all of our builds. Corallina, for those who don't know, is a stone that's native to the Caribbean. And the cool thing about it is it stays cool to the touch, even in direct sunlight. So the exteriors of our homes are at least partly covered with Corallina tile. The pool decks are done with Corallina tile as well. It's perfect to it's perfect for keeping your house cool. It's already mentioned in the backyard. It's a patio terrace, private pool, 24/7 security, two balconies on the second floor, and a solar power backup system. And I'd be happy to provide a more detailed spec document upon request. Just send me an email later. So it's all fine and dandy to talk about how great the location of Kite Beach Villas 2 is, but if you want to live here for any length of time, you need to know that everything you need is within reach. And that's the case. As I already mentioned, the airport is just up the road, 25 minutes away. International airport, there are tons of direct flights from major cities in North America coming in daily. It's a relatively small airport, which is great, so you can get in and out fairly quickly as well. As far as healthcare goes, now hopefully you never need to make use of this, but it's, you want that peace of mind knowing that should you need it, or should a family member or friend need it, you'll be able to access top quality healthcare. In the DR, you can. There are North American trained doctors, English speaking, at various clinics and hospitals across the North Coast. You can get whatever care you need, and health insurance is relatively inexpensive, and that will cover you for pretty much everything. And we'd be happy to help you make those arrangements as well. Now, if you do have children, you're looking to move here full-time, you know that there are several internationally accredited schools within the area. This picture here shows part of the grounds of the International School of Sosua. Steve and Christine's daughter actually did high school at this school. I had a chance to tour the grounds a couple of years ago. It's absolutely beautiful. K-12 education. Steve and Christine's daughter graduated and had the opportunity to go to several U.S. schools, decided instead to go to a school in Canada. Your kids can go here. They get educated in English, also Spanish, and other languages as well. Also, whatever daily necessities you might need, whether groceries, pharmacy, cell phone, all that stuff is within a short drive. Some is a short walk as well. Modern grocery stores equipped with modern supermarkets stocked with whatever goods you might need. In fact, on the North Coast, there's a large expat community. So, foreigners have been living here for several generations now. And as a result of that large foreign community, you have access here to more goods than probably anywhere else in the region. More goods from, you have access as a result of that large expat community. On the North Coast here, you have access to more goods from North America than pretty much anywhere else in the region. Clean, modern supermarkets, whatever you might need, you can have it. Okay, so let's talk about buying a home, the process itself. So the DR real estate market is just like it is in North America. About 20 or so years ago, the DR changed their laws. It's now a fully regulated market with titled properties, just like in North America. And what that means is you own your home and you have full legal rights to your property. Foreigners have the same property rights as Dominicans. In fact, that's actually in the Constitution. And the home buying process as well. It's just like it is in North America. So you search for a home, you work with an agent, you make an offer, or you make several offers, and you go from there. There are some local differences, but that's what we're here to help you with. We are your guide, as I've already said. We're your guide throughout this process. So I've been hinting at this a little bit here. This is something we're really excited about, and it's fractional ownership. Now, this is something that might appeal to you. It might not. If you're looking to buy a full home, that option is still available. But if you're looking to get into DR property without necessarily paying for a full home, you have this option now. Basically, fractional ownership allows you to purchase a quarter or a fifth of a home, and that ownership is shared with other owners. Important to note, though, that this is not a timeshare. Okay, you actually own an appreciable asset that you can sell. There's full property management. Everything's sort of handled for you, so it's completely hassle-free. And this isn't something new that we've come up with, although it is fairly new in the DR. This is the same model that's been successfully used by a huge company called Picasso in the US. They offer vacation properties in all kinds of locations across the US, from Vail, Colorado to Miami Beach, Napa Valley, you name it. So we're taking what they've done and we're applying it to the DR, again, to give buyers another option. Some of the advantages. One, you can get a better vacation home for less money. You don't have to rent out the home. That can be a hassle. I mean, many of our clients do that, but it saves you having to worry about filling your home. And importantly, it means that you don't pay for time you're not using your home. Typically, you buy a vacation home, you're only down here 2 months of the year, maybe 3. The rest of the time, you're trying to rent it out. But if you're not, then you're basically paying for time you don't have. We're really excited about this because it's going to allow more owners to get into their dream home. Okay, so Kite Beach Villas 2 payment plus construction. The way it works is you choose a lot, put down a deposit. We have different payment options, eight monthly payments or 12 monthly payments. Other options are available. We can discuss those as well, but typically 8 or 12 months. Let's talk next steps. So the question is, what stage are you at? Some of you might be further along this process. Wherever you might be, that's okay. We're here to help and want to make sure that you're able to get the information you need to make an informed decision, and if it makes sense, move to the next stage. So if you're intrigued, you like what you hear, but you need to learn more, I encourage you to join our next webinar. We'll be emailing more information, and you can also check out our website at dreamingdr.com. But let's start a conversation. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Let's make sure that those things you're wondering about, we can address. Now, if you're at the second stage and you are seriously considering DR property, maybe you like the idea of Kite Beach Villas 2, you want to look at some other stuff, I encourage you to book a one-on-one Q&A session. We can answer your questions in a more detailed way. Now, if you are ready to explore purchasing, you're ready to maybe start the search, come on down. Maybe you're in the DR already, come and visit us. If you're not, I encourage you to talk to us and we can organize a visit. We'll create a personalized property tour. We'll show you our projects. We'll show you other properties based on your criteria. But again, let's continue the conversation. Make sure you reach out, let us know what you're looking for, and we'll help you through. If you would like to chat with us, and I really encourage you to reach out, just book a 15-minute call. Just a very brief intro. We can answer questions you might have. You can book a time to chat with Christine. That's the link to her calendar right there. You can also scan the QR code with your phone, and that will take you right to her calendar as well. You can also reach her. You can also reach her direct by phone, text, or WhatsApp at that number there, 829-987-0798. And with that, bring this presentation to an end. I really thank you for joining us. Again, any questions, get in touch, and I hope to see you in the DR very soon.